Welcome back to AnimeRealm. This anime is packed with thrilling battles and challenges between human gods, and many powerful characters that will leave you speechless. Don't miss out on this incredible anime experience. Please like and subscribe, and join us for the adventure. The story begins by explaining that every 1,000 years, the gods gather in Valhalla to decide the fate of humanity. Another meeting is now underway to decide whether humanity should be allowed to live or not. The gods take into account that humans have destroyed the lands and seas of planet Earth. They all vote to get rid of mankind. But just before the verdict is passed, one of the 13 Valkyrie demigods named Bryn Holiday has an offer for the gods. She suggests solving the matter differently and proposes Ragnarok, a one-on-one battle between humans and gods. Each side selects 13 champions, and if humanity wins 7 rounds, the gods will give humanity another 1,000 years to live. All the gods laugh, considering how much stronger they are than humans, but they end up agreeing with Brynhilde's idea. Bryn is the representative of humanity, and she gets to choose 13 of the strongest humans out of the 7 million years of human history. Soon, the great battle between humans and the Ragnarok gods begins. The rules of the game are very simple. Humans and gods fight until the last breath. The god represented in the first round is Thor, the god of thunder, the strongest Norse god. But even so, Brynhilde is still very confident with her human representative. She summons a famous Chinese warrior, an undefeated champion of human history. His name is Lu Bu. The first round begins, and they both approach each other without knowing how the other opponent will attack. Thor and Lu Bu have similar fighting styles, and they are known to be able to defeat their opponents with a single blow. They both strike, and Thor uses the four-hammer attack, and Lu Bu uses his weapon, a halberd, to block Thor's attack. All of a sudden, Thor unleashes a powerful lightning strike, throwing his body backward and making everyone believe he was going to win. But then, Lu Bu emerges from the mist and manages to injure Thor with his weapon. The gods are surprised that a human-made weapon could harm a god. But the 13 Valkyrie demigods all gathered together to create weapons for the representatives of humanity. The demigods transform themselves into weapons for humanity to use against the gods. They are known as divine weapons. Lu Bu is using the 4th Valkyrie known as Randris, who possesses the power to break a god's armor. Lu Bu then uses the divine weapon to destroy Thor's glove armor. After that, a thumping sound is heard from within the hammer. Thor uses the gloves to seal his full power and prevent Thor from crushing his own hammer. After he removes his gloves, Thor is now getting serious as he uses his full strength to throw the hammer at Lu Bu. But Lu Bu dodges it and counterattacks. After the hammer returns to Thor, but once again he dodges it. However, the return of Thor's hammer is necessary as he needs this to happen so he can activate the skill known as Gerard's hammer. He uses Gerard's hammer and a huge explosion occurs. Then all the gods are amazed as they believe Lu Bu couldn't possibly survive. But Lu Bu manages to block Thor's attack. Unfortunately, this heroic move breaks his legs, which highlights the fact that human bodies can't withstand the pressure of fighting against gods. All hope for humanity seems lost, and even Lu Bu thinks his time has come. Suddenly, Lu Bu's horse, Red Hair, appears on the battleground. Despite his injured legs, Lu Bu manages to get on Red Hair's back and approaches Thor with his ultimate technique, the Sky Piercer. The crowd cheers for Lu Bu as he charges toward Thor, who throws his hammer with all his might. However, Lu Bu's power is unmatched against a god, and Thor emerges victorious. Even though Lu Bu is defeated, he's still happy with the outcome because he finally got to challenge a worthy opponent. His army charged onto the battlefield and screamed at Thor to end them, so they could reunite with their lord Lu Bu, now that he was gone. Thor answered their wishes and wiped them all out with his hammer, bringing mankind one step closer to extinction. Bryn Holiday, the representative of humanity, decided to summon the next human who has a special code next to their name. This person would be the champion for the second round. As he appeared, all of mankind recognized exactly who he was. He was the one who hated the gods the most throughout human history. He was the one and only original ancestor of mankind, Adam. Adam's opponent was Zeus, who is the god of gods. They didn't expect such a powerful god to participate in the second round. Originally, Adam was supposed to fight the Indian god Shiva, but at the last moment, he was replaced by Zeus, which made Brynhilde very worried. However, Adam confidently entered the battlefield, not caring who he faced. Then Zeus appeared with a very dominant aura and used his strength to enhance his physical fitness before the tour began. The 7th sister of the Valkyries introduced herself as Adam's weapon, bringing together spirits and people. They were shocked when they saw Adam's weapon. which was an iron fist or knuckle duster that could be used to defeat the oldest god in the universe. Zeus was the first to attack, firing a punch at the speed of light, but Adam dodged it easily. This enraged Zeus, causing him to use more power and attempt the meteor strike technique. Adam used the same moves as Zeus, using his special ability called Eyes of God. As a perfect reflection of the gods, Adam was able to copy the moves the gods used against him, and he was winning the battle so far by hitting Zeus with his powerful attacks. Suddenly, Zeus changed his approach and started using kicks. He used a kick against Adam, but Adam again avoided it and used that move to bring Zeus down. Zeus got angry and used his final attack, which he learned from his father when he was a young god, to stop time completely. Everything stopped moving, and this divine power defies all the laws of time. However, to everyone's surprise, it was Zeus who was knocked down. Adam's divine reflection power was too great, and everyone thought Adam won the round. As humanity was rejoicing, Zeus suddenly stood up in anger. For the first time in millions of years, someone had forced Zeus to bring out his final form, known as Adamas. But this form was limited, as Zeus could only remain in it for 12 minutes. Zeus is actively attacking, but Adam uses the Eye of the Lord to imitate Zeus's form and counter-attack. It seems like Adam is about to win, but as he continues to use the Eye of the Lord's power, his eyes start to overheat. Additionally, every strike Zeus lands in his final form carries an enormous amount of power, and his body is also starting to reach its limit of endurance. Spectator Loki announces to everyone that this is now a battle of endurance to see whose power will run out first. After delivering another punch, Adam's eyes become completely blind, and Zeus takes advantage of the opportunity to counterattack. Adam tries his best to defend himself, but he couldn't see anything and ultimately takes a massive hit from Zeus. As all of humanity is in despair, a voice calls out to Adam, and at the last moment, the father of all mankind is still determined to protect his children. It is a miracle to see Adam get back up and continue the fight despite his condition. After Zeus takes another punch from Adam, he collapses, but everyone realizes that Adam is standing completely still. It turns out that Adam had already taken his last breath moments ago when he went blind. But even after his death, his soul lives on and continues to fight for his children. Zeus is declared the winner of the second round, and with 2 humans and 2 Valkyries dead, humanity must win the third round. At that moment, Brunhilde receives word that the opponent in the third round will be the god Poseidon. He is the brother of Zeus, the god who rules the seas and is known for being the most brutal. Brunhilde was struggling to choose the right person for the third round when an old guy named Sasaki Kojiro walked in and offered to represent mankind. Kojiro was famous for being the biggest loser in history, but even in death, he continued to pursue his dream of becoming the greatest swordsman. When Kojiro drew his sword, everyone was amazed to see that he was the best swordsman in the world. The match began, but both Kojiro and Poseidon stood still without attacking. Kojiro wielded Manohar, a divine weapon made by the Valkyrie Volund, while Poseidon didn't even bother to look at Kojiro because he believed he was far superior to him and all other gods. After a while, only some of the gods noticed that nothing was happening. However, Kojiro was already fighting Poseidon in his mind and had lost the battle 18 times. Kojiro used a technique called the 1000 image of defense, which created virtual copies of Poseidon in his mind, allowing him to try out different attack patterns. Kojiro knew that if he attacked first, Poseidon would immediately defeat him. Kojiro was certain that no matter how he attacked, he would be defeated by Poseidon. After a series of calculations, Kojiro still decides to strike first according to the law of inertia. When slashing at 200 kilometers per hour, the sword will not be able to change direction. But Kojiro is different and uses a special skill called Tsubengishi. After using Tsubengishi, Poseidon looks into the eyes of a human for the first time. He starts approaching Kojiro and unleashes multiple attacks, but Kojiro easily deflects them all in an instant. He can do this because Kojiro is still using the 1000 images of defense in his mind, so he's able to see all of Poseidon's moves. At this moment, Poseidon starts whistling. This attack is so fast that Kojiro can't react in time. At this moment, Poseidon has a smug look on his face and says, "What's wrong? I thought you were able to read your opponent's moves." Poseidon uses the Emperor's precise attack against Kojiro. The gods are astonished by Kojiro's defense, finding it hard to believe that an ordinary person can achieve a level comparable to a god. Kojiro can block all of Poseidon's attacks at lightning speed. Suddenly, Kojiro takes the initiative to counterattack. After a swift sword slash, he reverses his sword hand using a secret technique. However, this technique is completely useless against Poseidon's overwhelming power. Poseidon breaks Kojiro's sword in half, causing mankind to lose all hope. We then see a quick flashback scene of Kojiro fighting his last opponent, a legendary swordsman named Musashi Miyamoto. Kojiro recalls the joy of training with him to become the #1 swordsman under the sun. After this, Kojiro, for the first time in his life, pushes for victory. Despite his broken sword, he uses the Valkyrie weapon regeneration skill to produce 2 swords. With the new swords in hand, Kojiro attacks Poseidon with full force, utilizing everything he learned from his legendary mentor, and successfully kills Poseidon. This is the first time a human's power has defeated a god of the sea.
You know something? I could really get used to this winning thing.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any future bits. Take care and catch you in the next one.